Are all spirits bad? They can't be. Then what is the Holy Spirit? I just had a random thought, and I thought, okay, if, they say you drink alcohol, and alcohol, they call it spirits because spirits possess you. And then I thought, well, what if the spirits possessing you are good? And then I thought, well, I feel like the Bible would teach you dabbling with spirits is always a bad thing. It's always a paganistic thing, so to speak, right? I thought, can all spirits be bad? That doesn't make any sense. How can I don't believe in absolutes for the most part, so how is it that all spirits can be bad? I thought, well, the Holy Spirit's certainly not bad, so if I drank alcohol, which gave my body more access to spirits, but I guided my experience to the spirit of the holiest, aka the Holy Spirit, would alcohol be good? I don't know. It was just, welcome to my mind. Anywho, my name is Keith, if you're here. Welcome. Take your shoes off, stay a while. Mi casa es su casa. Let me see if I can clean off the mic. How's that? Can you guys see a little better? Nope, looks about the same. It's all right. Love you guys. I am happy. Hopefully, I'm here to make your day a little bit better, or your evening, or your morning, whatever it is. Let's see, how many likes are we at? Dave says we're currently at 20 likes. If we can get 21 likes on the next video, I'll make another one. I will probably make another one regardless, but that's beside the point. Today we're talking about Napoleon Hill. We're going deep in Napoleon Hill. I guess I probably should have put that in the title. Not that, does Napoleon Hill still work? Are we still at that? Are we still, do the kids even know who Napoleon Hill is these days? Is the self-help genre still lasting through early and mid 20-year-olds like it did when I was an early and mid 20-year-old with Napoleon Hill and Tony Robbins and, oh my God, everything. Who else is there? What are the classics? Terrence McKenna. That's kind of self-help in an astral sense. Alan Watts, a heady sense. Anywho, Brendan Burchard. Do you guys remember? Anywho. Know this. The paths of life are many. Yet those who walk, just as I'm about to give my epic speech, the dog's gone. Know this. The paths of life are many. Yet few are those who walk them with eyes wide open. To drift is to surrender, to let the tides of life carry you as leaves upon the wind. But you have within you the power to choose, the power to choose your steps, to walk with purpose, to turn from the endless current that sweeps so many into darkness, but you into light. To take hold of your destiny, you must awaken, for only the awakened may shape the world instead of being shaped by it. Who's ready to get into some Napoleon Hill? Let's go. Like I said, my name's Keith. Feel free to leave comments and interact. Thank you for being here. Nice to meet you guys. If you're new, leave a comment. I like meeting the new folks. If you're old, also leave a comment. I like saying hello to old folks. So today we're talking about Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. I want to talk about some heavy concepts that he gets into. I will use words that we're all used to hearing because it's the easiest to use. It's sort of a common ground. But I like the angle that he approaches it at because he uses a word drifter that is almost in direct contrast to modern day spirituality, which is sort of go with the flow. To go with the flow is literally to drift, and to drift is literally go with the flow. So I find it interesting that he uses the word drift, calls someone a drifter, and that is a person that the devil captures. You know what I mean? drifting. Uh, so many of us drift without realizing it. It's a way of letting life push us around instead of steering our own canoe, boat, whatever. So you think about it. How often do you let someone else's expectations guide your decisions? That's not a rhetorical question. That's an actual question. Like, how many of you guys lead with the expectations of others? I'll go first. When I play a show, my first thought is not what's going to make me most happiest, but what's going to make the venue most happiest. Now, the nuance, because a lot of people aren't able of having nuanced conversations, even our own spiritual community, so I'll do my best. The nuanced conversation says, well, Keith, is it always bad to take others' expectations into consideration? I would say no, absolutely not. I would argue that it's pretty important to take other people's expectations into consideration. That doesn't mean we have to follow them, but it would help us as human beings to at least consider the reactions of other people. For example, I could do I can make some decisions that aren't necessarily good or bad, depending upon who you ask. For example, if I do something like stay out late all night, someone could say there's nothing wrong with that, and I would say I agree. But if you were to ask my son that, he would be like, well, I want daddy to come home because I miss him, right? So therefore, does the expectation of my action change? It doesn't have to be with your child. And the answer doesn't have to be yes or no. I'm just saying that there's an ability to have a nuanced conversation with these sorts of things. And sincere thought, at least for a second or two, will enrich our lives. It's not as much a limitation as a drag as it is a more acute awareness of our lives, a more acute awareness of not only the sadness, but the happiness, right? The more we allow ourselves to feel, period, grows our ability to feel in every direction. Am I beating a dead horse yet? I'm sorry. Hello, Rachel Stevens. I used to. I'm learning to balance and expectations. Best for all. Yes. Best for all. Or maybe not even best for all, but best for the ones that matter. Family, immediate community. I appreciate your opinion and I appreciate your input, but I'm going to do what's best for me, my woman, and my child. Or me, my woman, and my child, and my immediate family, like my siblings and my parents. Maybe I can extend it to my cousins. Maybe I can extend it to my city, to my state, my country, my planet. I can consider everything, or I can consider nothing, and it all sort of depends on the situation, what decision that's going to be. And if you're going to go dark side, you're going to use the same template. If you're going to go light side and wield a green or blue saber or purple saber or yellow saber, then you're going to use that information and go light side, Which leads me, it doesn't lead me at all. I'm just saying that so that maybe it'll feel like it leads us better into the next section. And the next section is the power of definite purpose. This is another huge concept in Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil, which is the power of definite purpose. So Napoleon Hill goes, hey, Mr. Devil. And the devil goes, yes. He says, how can a person escape your grasp of... How can the average person escape the clutches of drifting? And the devil says, well, that's easy. Well, he says, well, that's easy. You just got to make sure that you have a definite purpose. A definite purpose will always keep mankind from drifting. It is law. And that's true. Definiteness of purpose will keep a person from drifting. So now imagine a life where you know exactly where you're going. Or maybe you don't know exactly where you're going, but you've dialed it in so strongly within the depths of your subconscious that you've practically willed it into existence. It just hasn't happened yet, and you know you've willed it enough on the etheric to make it become manifest on our side. So you know, in that sense, you know where you're going. That sort of definiteness of purpose. Napoleon Hill calls this your definite purpose, and it is powerful. When you have a clear goal, the noise, the opinions, the self-doubt, the endless external fades away because you're following your purpose. So I have a question. Do you have a goal that you're passionate about? Which I'm sure you've had that question a million times, otherwise you probably wouldn't be watching a video like this, unless you're watching just because you like to hang with me, in which case I like your style. Thank you for being here. My name is Keith. Like and subscribe. Because we're all passionate about 1,000 different things, and that's sort of the bane of the creator existence. If you're a creator, if you, and I'm talking on a personality type, I'm talking the stars written in the heavens, I'm talking about your genetic coding. If you are a creative, God bless your soul, because you've chosen to incarnate into a field that is unforgiving. It's high risk, high reward. You will either, well, maybe, it's high risk, high reward. You know, if you're an artist, you can be making millions off of a painting, or you can't even give them away. You know what I mean? There's a huge stretch in art, in the creative field. So good luck. But I guess not something that you're passionate about. I'm taking some creative license here, but Napoleon Hill talks about a definiteness of purpose and finding something you're passionate about. But it's not necessarily something that you're passionate about. Passion is what lights our darkest hour like a flower on the highest tower. I wrote a song about that. Passion is what lights our dark. I should play it for you guys. It's called Potter's Clay. Anyway, passion is an emotion, and emotion is the fuel behind the decisions that we make. But our passions can be manufactured, and they can be to our own detriment. Like anger is a passionate emotion, and you can get a lot done with anger, but is anger sustainable? For some people, it can be sustainable their whole lives if they learn how to work with it. For most, it's not. For most of us who aren't wired that way, if we fall victim to anger, it will devour us over the long term. Keith, what's your point? What is my point? My point is deciding what you're passionate about to determine your definiteness of purpose. A definiteness of purpose, a goal doesn't have to be something we're passionate about. This is something I overlooked a lot in my journey, was like, oh, you can be, your definiteness of purpose shouldn't always be something you're stoked about, because sometimes even in your passion, you have to do things that you're not stoked about. For example, me as a musician or YouTube content creator, there's a lot of things that I hate doing, which is like emails and setting up websites and doing administration and setting up auto-response emails and like sending a million emails a day to get my name in different places. You know, like this sort of thing sucks. Like I don't like that, but which means I'm not passionate about it. So when our field talks about, oh, just follow your purpose, follow your passion, it's not necessarily, it's one of those half-truths. It is and it isn't. Sometimes it's great to follow your passion, and you should definitely follow your passion, but just because you don't feel good about a task, just because you don't feel good about an avenue, just because you don't feel good about a particular direction in life, doesn't mean it's the wrong way to go, because sometimes we have to do shit we don't want to do in order to get what we want, like the mundane. And you and me, if we're in this sort of space, tend not to be mundane people. So when we get stuck with a mundane task, meaning like a task that has no life in it, has no feeling in it, far removed from the natural world, robotic, lacking of feeling, we don't want to do it, but we have to. And which is why we drift, which is what Napoleon Hill talks about, the drifter. As soon as someone falls to drifting, he's in the devil's snares. You know what I mean? As soon as someone falls prey to drifting, they're in the devil's snares. And the devil says he captures 99% of humans. Napoleon Hill claims that he actually speaks with the devil, by the way. If you guys don't know who Napoleon Hill is, he wrote that book, Think and Grow Rich, which is huge in the like alpha world, huge in the hustle and grind world, the motivational world. I love that world. I'm not criticizing it. That's like fuel when nothing else gives me fuel, sort of thing. Anywho, am I beating a dead horse? Hello, everyone. Rachel. I would love to know my purpose. Oh, Rachel Stevens, you would love to know your purpose. I would love to know your purpose too, so I could tell it to you. What I can tell you, Rachel Stevens, if I may I speak freely, Rachel Stevens? A life purpose insinuates, to me, something that you're bound to do for all eternity, so to speak. Not all eternity, but like above nothing else. I'm speaking to myself, not you, because I don't know the answer to this question, but I'm trying to answer it as if I was speaking to myself. I would say, Keith, you changed a lot, bro. You don't believe in absolutes. The only constant is change, other than the substantial reality of existence itself. So, Keith, since you're always changing, maybe your purpose might always be changing. Like I say, well, Keith, that doesn't make any sense, because then I'm not rooted in anything. To which I would respond, but you are rooted in something. You're rooted in your lineage, through the physical blood that's in your veins, the genetics from your father and your mother, and their characteristics imbued on you. That's a sort of definiteness of purpose. You know, the alignment of the stars in the sky at birth, right? So it's like being in a video game. You have an end goal, but you can do sort of whatever you want until you get there. You can play all the side quests you want. You can rescue Susie Ann from the cave goblins. You can win a battle of wit against a dragon and claim a magical token. You can like befriend a wizard and smoke pipe weed in Fangorn forests. Like, you can do whatever you want in the meantime. You have an end goal, yeah, sure, like an ultimate purpose, I guess, but that's not necessarily what's always going to bring you the most satisfaction. There are ways to find peace and harmony and clarity in your life without it being the like pinnacle of your existence, you know? You feel, you know? Rachel Stevens, thank you. The devil is ourselves. Guy, raising a family is usually a safe bet. Mine would be to love. Well, there you go. Love is a beautiful one. Rachel Stevens. I like love, but can I ask you, can we be more specific? Rachel Stevens? It's because I feel like saying, oh, to love, that's simple, that's easy, you know? That you could just meditate. You can meditate consistently for a while, and you know, when you hit that sweet spot of meditation and you just think, I am love, oh my God, I have the answer, and it just kind of, and then as soon as it's there, it's gone. Or other key moments in your life from various stimuli. Anyway, this next one hits home for me. We're talking Napoleon Hill. Rusty Otter, nice to see you, brother. Devil is ourselves. The devil is ourselves. Our yearly pumpkin, our homegrown pumpkin ale, our yearly homegrown pumpkin ale has finished. I'm sorry. That's right, Rachel. What types of love, girl? Can we get more specific? The love of your children, the love of nature, the love of love itself, the love of learning new things, of the love of seeing through the veil, the love of the love of having a consistent daily ritual that comes with ease and grace, and never fails with bringing it to at least a momentary happy place. I love to create anything out of anything. I always see something in everything. Hmm. Nice. Nice. Fellow creator, I see you. All right, this next one hits home for me. It's our next point from Napoleon Hill. Yes, fear. Maybe does not that it hits home for me, but it seems very prevalent today. Like it seems very prevalent today, like literally as of the past couple weeks because of current events. Fear, and specifically fear as a mode for control, which is how the devil uses it in Outwitting the Devil. That's right, fear. According to Hill, fear keeps us stuck. And his biggest fears are poverty, criticism, ill health, losing love, aging, and dying. Those are the core fears that drive us. Obviously, some of them have varying grasp on us, so you can imagine why it can be so hard to escape the curse of drifting, as Satan himself calls it, through these things: poverty, criticism, ill health, losing love, aging, and dying. Sound familiar? If these fears are controlling you, then they're keeping you from making moves. And it's not even, I don't want to be one of those people that says fear keeps you from making the best decisions, because sometimes fear leads you to make the right decisions. You know, who knows? I'm not going to say absolutely if you act out of fear, if you go against fear every time it's the right decision. Like, no, not at all. Nuanced conversations. Again, it's always about the particular situation. But the point is, you have to trust yourself. And if you don't trust yourself to make good decisions, then I don't even know. I mean, if you at your core can't trust yourself to act right, which means you probably can't trust yourself to think right, because they're tied together, right? You probably can't trust your thoughts. You can't trust your actions. I hear banging, and I don't know if it's coming from my house or not. I'm gonna go inside and make sure nothing crazy is going on inside. Hold on. The neighbors are building things in their backyard. Hello, everyone. Everyone slap that like button so we can get more people in the room. I do love creating. What do you guys like creating, though? Like right now, I'm creating a garden, like a big garden. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 7? I have 7 raised beds right now. I'm going to rebuild at least 2 of them because they're really weak sauce compared to my newer ones. But I have 7 raised beds right now that I'm creating. And I'm planting sugar beets so that I can make my own homemade sugar. I grew pumpkins, which I made pumpkin ale out of. It was awesome. I like creating YouTube videos. I like creating music. I'm a musician. Like, what do you guys like creating? It's hard to type now. I'm using on-screen keyboard. Oh, sorry, Rusty. Sorry, you like creating music, though. I can answer for it, right? Wetico, guy, what's Wetico? I'm a slow typer, lol. We gotta get you guys some voice to text. Sorry, I'm over here haggling you guys, like, tell me what you make. I asked because because what you guys like creating tells me a lot about you guys, and that way I can sort of, oh, like, you're that type of person. Oh, you like making little mini fairy gardens? Dope. You're a mini fairy garden person. Dope. I got it. So Hill says that confronting fear head on is the way to break free. Sort of basic on there, on the nose. Um, we've gone over fear, and that it inhibits us to make decisions. Oh, that's right. If we don't trust our decisions, then we're not going to make them. If we don't make them, then we become a drifter. That's what it was. If we cannot make our own decisions, that means our decisions are made for us, and you end up becoming a drifter. Everything the devil talks about in the book Outwitting the Devil comes back to creating what the devil calls a drifter. And again, Napoleon Hill claims that he spoke to the devil himself. He says, "You don't have to believe me, but I did, dude. So if I can take it or not." I mean, did you really, Napoleon? Probably not, but you never know. I appreciate that he at least gave us, you know what I mean? He at least tried to, he at least gave it a go. And if you don't make your own decisions, then you're a drifter. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people are literally incapable of making decisions, even in the spiritual community, even in the New Age community, even in the like woke community. Everyone's afraid of everything, and when you're afraid of everything, your decisions are no longer yours. Your decisions go to the strongest mind, and unfortunately, the strongest minds, this is an opinion, but unfortunately, the strongest minds, or the most well-equipped minds, are the evil ones. Because you got to think that what Napoleon Hill is teaching isn't teaching you how to be a good person. He's teaching you how to be someone that creates, someone that has autonomy over themselves, or they at least have more autonomy than one who doesn't study the mind, who doesn't study natural law. So this isn't a book about how to be an angel. This isn't a book on how to be an ascended master. This is a book of how to slay. You can take this knowledge and be Darth Maul, or you can take this knowledge and be Yoda. You know what I mean? Definiteness of purpose. Own thoughts. You could argue the fear part. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. I sense much fear in you, boy. Anywho, the next point is mastering your mind. Yeah, sometimes we have created some powerful... Oh, yeah. What kind of music do you play? Music can be universal. I have my own reggae band here in Southern California. I sing, I'm the front man, and we kill it. Drum and bass, keyboard section, horns. It's a beautiful set. We got music. We're doing a tour in March from West Coast from San Francisco to San Diego. It's partly why I haven't been on live or YouTube since like spring, is because I've been playing so much music. We've been doing really well. But I've missed you guys too. I missed my YouTube. I miss my YouTube. I get lost in time when I paint. See, that's what I was looking for. So I feel like getting lost in time while you paint sounds like a powerful emotion. A painter. I would love to be a painter. I used to draw Dragon Ball Z pictures in middle school with pencils, and I got good. I got real good. I could only draw by sight. I would copy figures, but at the end of my drawing career, which was in like the 8th grade, summer of going into 9th grade, I could make them look 95% identical. I could. They looked great, and I stopped after that. Not that I was forced or anything weird happened. I went to a different high school from the homies, and that was that. Anywho, I love painting. So nice to meet you, painter. Or not painting, but at least drawing. Mechanical engineering, but studies are in electric engineering. Whoa, Rusty. Nice. My son has a dude. All he watches are his favorite thing are. I'll get back to the Napoleon Hill. Please, I hope you don't mind if I digress and talk about cool things in the comment section with you guys. I love talking to you guys more than teaching you things. But my son, he loves washing machines, dude, and air conditioners. He knows every air conditioner he's ever seen. American Standard, C&H, Goodman, Tobishu or Tobisha. He would correct me. I think it's Tobishu. The Gree air conditioner at my dad's house. Lennox air conditioner. Dude, he knows every Wayfair. He knows like anything that spins. Gears. He puts on YouTube videos with gears and stuff like that, and just like watches the gear. It's wild. He's got a very nuts and bolts kind of mind. He loves music. I swear, he's memorized the letter, or he's memorized the key, the G key on the piano and the E key. Like I can go play notes, and when I play G and E, he's on his way to perfect pitch. Oh my god, it's crazy. The dude's a little genius, and he's got like a mechanical mind. Rachel Stevens. I have an audiobook. I made an audiobook on my channel of Outwitting the Devil. You should check it out. It's a beautiful audiobook. We should have gone viral with it, but YouTube's a hater, dude. YouTube doesn't push me, so I'm gonna need you guys' help. If you want to support the channel, you're gonna have to share my page, share my lectures, share my lectures to your friends, to your groups and stuff like that. Like the video, comment on the video. SOS, send all the help. I need all of it. I need all the help. But I'm going to. I'll send you a link to Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil that I made the audiobook of. Outwitting the Devil, Man of Letters. Such good production. I got 1,400 views in 2 years. This thing was a banger. This was an absolute banger of a video. Great intro. So I'm being a hater right now. All right. Teach him about refrigerator, a heat pump. You paint also? Photography? Nice. Nice, Rustiator. You like the band NoFX? Check them out. They changed my life. Wayne the illest. All right, I'll check them out. What are they called? NoFX. NoFX band. I got them pulled up. I'll listen to them. I'll check them out. I'll teach him about refrigerators. We put him in a Lego class where a Lego engineering class where he built. Every week he went and built a rescue vehicle with a motor built into it. So it's like a snowmobile, a submarine, a rescue submarine. I think he did tractor. I don't know. It was like 6 weeks, but he loved it. He was like building, and he's only 5. He's only 4 or 5 years old doing these. But I'll put him on that. I'll teach them how to. But yes, this is the link. If you want to listen to the book that I'm doing this lecture on. Yeah. Engineer in the making. I know I don't be one of those parents that force him into being whatever I want him to be. Like I grew up playing sports. I played university baseball through college on scholarship until I was 22. I didn't touch an occult book. I didn't really touch music seriously until well after university, because I was an athlete. He's huge. He's going to be probably 5 inches taller than I am at least. So he would probably slay in sports, but he's also got a brilliant mind. So I'm like, I don't want to put him in football or something like that. And just have him immediately start having his brain rocked around from the age of 8 in a couple years until he's 30. I don't know. He was mad at missed opportunity. I destroyed my dad's vehicles. Oh, did you? I destroyed my dad's vehicles. My brother rolled my dad's truck. My dad had, I don't know what the hell it was. It was like a Ford F-350 or just a beast of a truck. And he rolled it in Iowa in the snow when he was in college. Rolled it like 4 times with 5 people in the truck. So you and my brother have a lot in common. Just destroying your parents' vehicles one way or another. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. The next part. of Napoleon Hill's Mastering Your Mind. So Hill believes our minds are like gardens. They grow whatever seeds we plant, good or bad. Well, this is the subconscious. We can break. Well, in Hermetics, they teach about the subconscious and the conscious mind. The subconscious is where the seeds get planted. And the deep depths of the darkness within our psyche, we plant the seeds of whatever in the subconscious mind. It takes them a while to manifest like a plant. It takes them a while to germinate. But man, once something is rooted in the subconscious, good luck getting it out. Maybe not good luck, because luck should not play a part in it. Get it out, because it can. It's just going to take some work. So if you want positive if you want positive results, you have to start planting positive thoughts. Whoa, who's no effects? This dude's going in right here. Is he sitting down, or does he have no legs? Or both? Oh, I know No Effects, a punk band? Yeah. Nice. Nice. Phone died, had to grab my charger. Oh, Rachel, you're back. What's cracking? Nice to see you. Every bolt removed and layered it out. Dang, Rusty Utter. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's super cool. Well, welcome back, Rachel. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. Do I have any new people in the chat who are not subscribers? Hello. Just want to say hello. Nice to see you guys and see how you're doing. What's this? You can pin products to live stream now, like on TikTok, on YouTube? That's interesting. As unlisted video up to 5 minutes of your stream. Don't know what that means. Filters, beam, blush, pop, crush. That's funny. Sorry, I'm messing around with the filters. Purpose? Referencing definiteness of purpose is the fire that banishes shadow and ignites the heart. To wander without aim is to live half alive, but to know one's purpose is to hold the sun within your hands, a light that neither wind nor rain can extinguish. Cling to it as a captain clings to his compass amid the storm, for no tempest, no discouraging voice, nor any fear shall sway you when your purpose is clear. Remember, only those who choose their course may steer their fate to the shores yet unseen. I think the Wendigo triggered the dog barks. Yeah, he has no mechanical skills, so I was on my own there. We have quotes for each passage. The mind is your powerful ally, but left untamed, it is your greatest foe. Thoughts unguarded become the thieves in night, robbing you of peace, of courage, of clarity. But a mind disciplined is a weapon of unimaginable strength. Guard it well. Feed it not on doubt nor despair, but on visions of hope and deeds of courage. For in the hands of one who has mastered their thoughts, even the greatest trials seem small, and the highest peaks are within reach. All right. Sorry, I tried to stretch that out as long as I could, but that's as much. I'm like, someone's like, how many different ways can I talk about overcoming your fear? Let's approach it as Gandalf would this time and see what happens. Would you guys like to go over anything else? Oh, thank you, Rusty Edder. Thank you. We have 8 likes and 6 people in the room. 8 likes and 9 people in the room. Oh, you guys are coming in just now. What's cracking? My name is Keith. It's nice to see you all. My name is Keith, your man of letters. Hopefully here to bring you a bit of knowledge, information, and hopefully at the very least entertainment, because what does it all mean if we can't enjoy ourselves along the way? We were talking about Outwitting the Devil, which is a book by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. There's a lot, if you guys are in this world, there's a lot of like new age law of attraction type stuff, and I'm here for it. I'm kind of here for it. I feel like books like Napoleon Hill's were cherry picked to fit modern era, but some of the most crucial points were left out. Oh, like Drifter. Like the most crucial point is being a drifter, which is like the antithesis of modern self-help, spirituality, new age thought, like all the progressive woke, like this thing, like the pervasion of this thing is very go with the flow. It's very fluid. It's very laissez-faire, as the French would say. As it should be. It's almost a recoil of what we've had for the past 100 years, which is not that. It's been like, it's been very grind, very type A, very aggressive, very like line them up and knock them down, you know what I mean? So it's sort of like the whole hippie movement came around in perfect contrast to that, of the tidiness. Like, think of the tidiness of the 20s, 30s, and 40s World War II with their nice clothes and suspenders and like pants and shirts tucked in, like proper folk. I love that style, you know what I mean? And the hippies were like, nah, dude, we're growing our hair out and we're not shaving our pubes and we're just gonna be dirty, stinky hippies, and we're gonna love it and take psychedelics that not only do they don't enhance the ego, they actually destroy it altogether, right? So it's a complete contrast, and we're the grandchildren of that movement, which makes us some residual of like total go with the flow, and I'm doing my best to somewhat, not necessarily bring that back, but just say I see you, but let's stay balanced. Stay balanced. Like, yes, go with the flow. Yes, drift, you know what I mean? Within reason. You know, I always describe drifting or how we call it today, going with the flow, always. Like, doesn't matter what's going on, bro. Just go with the flow, dude. You're fighting the motion of the ocean, bro. Going with the flow helps when you know where the flow is going. So to a degree, we have to set up at least proper groundwork, proper framework for the direction of the flow. Like, I want to flow northwardly. It doesn't have to be exactly northwardly. It could be like northwest, maybe even west for a little bit, but then like maybe a hard north, maybe like a hard northeast to bring us back on course, and then sort of, like we have a goal, but at the same time we understand that there's going to be some hiccups along the way. And I feel like what I learned was like, nah, dude, it's all relative. It's all about perception. If something bad happens, then you just swing it as a good thing. You just picture it as something good, and it's all good. It's like I feel that as being something right, but I feel that as lacking as well. So it's like, let's bring them both together. I'm going to set myself up. I'm going to make the proper goals, proper plan work. I'm going to write it out on a piece of paper. I'm going to find my group, my squad. I'm going to get my rituals in alignment. I'm going to do my meditations. I'm going to stay locked in, baby. I'm going to stay locked in. But at the same time, at the end of the night, I'm going to kick back and watch Netflix and drift off into La La Land. I'm going to make love to my woman and not think about a goddamn thing. I'm going to enjoy my life thoroughly, peacefully, regardless of anything else, because I know I've done all that I can. And if something happens along the way, a hiccup, I will have planned so accordingly. I will have rehearsed well enough that even with the hiccups, I'll know what to do along the way. I'll trust that I'll figure it out along the way. And that's the other half of the go with the flow message. Whereas I got, and to a degree, I feel like we all got this purely go with the flow and, oh, but I messed up, dude. No, you didn't mess up. Like, it's okay, man. All's well that ends well. Or like, you just, there's no such thing as failure. You learn from it. And like, while that's true, it also releases us from a certain amount of responsibility in that you made a terrible choice and you probably shouldn't make that choice again. And maybe the stronger that we acknowledge that we didn't make a good choice, the more likely we're not to make that choice in the future. Yara? Balance, baby. I'm trying to do it. That's the Taoist way, right? That's the, is that the gray Jedi? I'm gonna read you guys' comments now, so don't leave the room. I'm still talking to you guys. Don't leave. Phone died. No mechanical. Profound words. It did again, but I think I'm good now. Yeah, let it go down the river. Stevens River, like the scene in Avatar. Dude, I love Avatar so much. Avatar is one of those movies that I watch when I want to feel good. If you're watching the beginning of this live, I mentioned like having a place that you can consistently rely on to make you as deep as possibly happy. Avatar is one of those movies. I watch like the soundtrack, the visuals, the message, how it stimulates my fantasy mix of sci-fi and like Fern Gully. Like, I loved it. I loved everything about that movie. So it's one of my happy places is what I'm getting at. I do like Avatar a lot. Are we talking about the same Avatar? When he's trying to find Avatar state, he goes to the, oh, you're talking about, oh, that's another good Avatar. I didn't watch that one growing up. I didn't. My going with the flow is if things keep not working out in something, then it's not meant to be. That's a good one. My going with the flow is if things not working out, then it's not meant to be. He says that we cloud our own river. Yes, Tao. Love Avatar. Ah, Fern Gully. That was a good. Jennifer L. Do you know they're making a Fern Gully? I want to say this year. I could have swore it was November of this year. Hold on. 2024? When? Oh, the update was September of 24. Update was September of 24 for Fern Gully live action release date. I don't think they have a date. A multi-year distribution deal for Ferngully. Gave rights for future distribution. Well, that was for Ferngully. Someone help me out. Does anybody know? I think so. Avatar: The Last Airbender blows that away. Oh, yeah, it's kind of hard comparing a series to a movie. You just can get so lost in a series. There's like half a dozen seasons of Airbender, right? I don't know, man. I didn't get it growing up. I don't know if it was on a certain channel that I didn't watch, because I watched everything, but I didn't hear of it until high school, like the end of high school. I knew this girl that used to watch it, and she put me on it. And I was like, yo, this is dope. But I was just, I don't know. I never picked it up after that. So I've seen episodes here and there, but I never saw Avatar. But I love Ferngully. I love the original. Brownie points if you know who was the voice of Batty in Ferngully without having to Google it. Actually, brownie points too, even if you do Google it, because that means you're super stoked, and I brownie points for stokedness. Ooh, Jennifer L. There's a meme going around on YouTube Shorts, and it was one of those memes that says, "Not me learning that Robin Williams." It said, "Not me just learning that Robin Williams dropped the fattest gothic hip hop verse of all time in Ferngully," and then it showed that song "Batty." My name is Batty. I'm born in a ratty. That little jam that he sings, which is fire, by the way. That's a dope ass song. People are just realizing that that was Robin Williams. I was like, I thought everyone knew that was Robin Williams, but are we that old now? Where people, I don't know. It's crazy. I believe you, Jennifer. I believe you. I believe you. I found it on bootleg in Afghanistan. You found what on bootleg? Ferngully? Gangster. We are that old now. No. That's funny. Well, yes, there's a whole civilization of humans out here that walk amongst you who do not know that Robin Williams played Batty in Ferngully, and who are being blown away probably by the minute at this point, because that's a great movie and everyone's gonna see that. You can be born in 2656, and they'd be like, yo, that movie Ferngully though? You know, the one from the early 2000s? And the other dude's gonna be like, no, dude, it was 1994. Oh, yeah, you're right, it was 94. And who's so relevant, right, bro? He's like, dude, super relevant Ferngully. Anywho. That was a proper digress. Forgive me the digress, if possible, if you don't mind. Forgive the digression, if you may. We are the... How dare they? How dare they indeed? How dare they indeed? I used to think it was... Here's a weird thought for you. Here's a gaining more years of life thought for you. When I had less years of life gathered under me, I heard... I feel like I had this acute memory of a movie where, or some type of digital media where these people were having a discussion of, oh, we need to market and find out what the kids are talking about in high school. Like, what's their lingo? What are they into? What are they watching? And I always thought, like, that's so strange. Like, how could you not know our lingo, or what we're up to, or what media we're consuming at this time? Like, in enough depth and detail to where we can sell them on a product. Like that, the end goal is selling them on a product, so we have to know them intimately. But that's something you don't understand as a child. Like, now that I'm older, I'm so far removed from, like, I hear lingo all the time, and I'm thinking, you guys say that now as 9-year-olds? That's your go-to? Or YouTube videos that even my 5-year-old finds himself on? I'm like, what? That's the thing now, huh? Like those songs, those TV shows, that slang. It does feel like a world removed, and long-winded way of saying I understand having to hold marketing meetings and hiring experts and or children as marketing tools so that you can sell your product, because they are their own civilization. It's like they're with us, but they're not with us at all, and we're not with them at all at times as well. Just a thought. How dare you not know Robin Williams played Batty in Fern Gully? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Guy, no YouTube for the childs. We had our child watches YouTube. I don't know if you have children. If you do have children and you're able to know YouTube, then Christ to the holy heavens. Good on ya, mate. I'm not one of those parents. My woman and I are not one of those. However, the balance we have struck is that 8 times out of 10, when my child is watching YouTube, he's learning some shit. Like he has almost perfect pitch. It's crazy. We take him to piano academy. He's already in piano school. And the teacher was like, okay, I'm going to turn the piano over and play keys to see if you guys can name the key. And I was like, oh, wow, they're doing ear training at the age of 5. And I thought, well, it's just the perfect time to teach him ear training. It's like any other language. The earlier you start, the easier they get it. And it's totally true. He played the E chord, the E note on the piano. And my son goes, E. And I was like, is that E? Like, I play music well. I play the shit out of music. And he goes, and I was like, is that an E? And he goes, oh, Atlas, good job. Like, yeah, it's an E. And he goes, ding. And he says, that's a, and Atlas said G before he said G. He's all, that's a G. And Atlas was like, G. And it was a G. Which basically he's on his way to having perfect pitch. You can be Michael Jackson level good and not have perfect pitch. Perfect pitch is almost, it's either you spend 1,000,000 hours training for it or you just have it naturally. I think that's my, anywho, point being, I feel like YouTube has a lot to do with that, because he'll watch, like, he loves the movie Inside Out. He loves the music from Inside Out. So he goes on YouTube and looks up, it's called Bundle of Joy. There's a whole bunch of them. He knows the whole album. One of them is called Bundle of Joy. He'll pull it up on YouTube, and it'll show a piano screen with keys coming down, with notes coming down, and with the music. And as the notes come down, they fall on the notes. So he goes to the piano, and he plays the piano notes on the piano as the music notes are coming down to his favorite songs. And then we have a baby grand. He walks over to the baby grand and plays the piano, and plays it by ear. Like he teaches himself how to fucking play by ear. Long-winded way again of cutting myself some slack in allowing our child to watch YouTube, because I would say 8 times out of 10, 6 times on a bad week, 9 times on a really good week, but I would say we average about 8 times out of 10 when he's watching YouTube. It's some engineering shit, like he's watching Rusty Utter. I told you he watches air conditioner machines, or he'll watch, he puts on, not Roblox, Minecraft YouTube videos, and in Minecraft they build air conditioner setups, but they have the actual real life company labels on them. It's super real life. They turn them on and off, and they teach you how to build them, and he's watching that on YouTube. So I'm like, all right, bro, if you want to watch nerdy ass shit on YouTube and music stuff, like, by all means, run it. But like I said, he's sneaky, so he'll trail off and go hard on some dumb shit on YouTube for sure. But we try to mitigate that. So that's my TED Talk on YouTube. That's my TED Talk on YouTube. But you're right. Even if he's learning something on YouTube, we won't even shut it off for days at a time, so that we force him to use his mind. He's in the backyard. He's like, Daddy, I'm watering the plants. He's outside watering the plants in the front yard because he gets bored as hell. So he'll like do laundry because he loves the washing machine. He'll just do loads of laundry if we don't let him watch YouTube. It's pretty funny. Anywho, I'm clearly stoked on my son Atlas, who I'm talking about right now. Don't mind me using him as examples in our spiritual and philosophical lectures. I work with kids, and yeah, it's weird to hear the new lingo. Jennifer feels me. We monitor heavily. It is a tool for sure, I agree. I'm a grandpa now, Rusty. My dad did teach me music. Nice. That's good. I know, I finally taught him how to play chords the other day. And when I tell him to play a chord, he does the 3 in a row, so he understands the concept. It's like, yeah, dude, it's just 3 notes, and you space them out like that. Like if you just hold that shape and do the 3 notes, you'll hit a triad most of the time. And he gets that. I can see his little brain doing that. I even got him playing minor notes. I'm like, see the one in the middle? Just move it to the left, and that's your minor note. And so like, he doesn't get it, but he understands. Oh, just move it to the left. That's it. So it's there. It's the teaching the son music thing is a cool thing. There's a thing. Up to the age of 7, there was a light lit up in our brains. We learn, absorb everything. After 7, it gets harder for us to learn. Do you know why it's the age of 7? I have some hypotheses why it stops around age 7, because I agree with you. My hypothesis is the schmoride that they put in the schminking water, how it schmalsifies the brain. Am I making sense? I think after a lifetime of toothpaste, or not a lifetime, maybe a couple, like, you shouldn't use fluoride with children ever, but I know they have. I've seen kids' toothpaste that does have it inside of them, the toothpaste, but you should not. Calcifies the brain and destroys creativity. Not to mention public schools, and the ridiculousness that we put children through. I drove by a school in Los Angeles the other day because where did I go? I went to a convention in LA the other day, and I drove by 2 or 3 schools. Oh my God, those schools, they look like prisons. The only thing that was brilliant about those schools were the children in them. It was the contrast was almost like you could paint a picture. It was beautiful and terrible all at the same time. It was like just a bunch of lit up children at recess amidst decaying chain link fence and gray graffitied tall buildings. Everything was gray. The floor, they painted over rust with gray paint on the fence, like the school was deteriorating gray. And I was like, I looked at my girl, I was like, this is a prison. This isn't like the kids love it because kids are kids, and they're so brilliant that they're just like that, they just radiate that shit. But after a while, with the schmoride and the schminking water and the processed foods and maybe YouTube taking away, even especially today, but I would argue this has been around for a while. I don't know. King Explicit, thank you for the super chat, King Explicit. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the hell out of that. I was not expecting a super chat when I logged into the live today. I was like, oh, super chat, like that exists. That's a thing, huh? Fuck yeah. Let's celebrate their 5th super on a live stream. Oh, this is our 5th super? How do we do that? Buy your own super sticker? That's not cool. Why would you give me the option to buy my own super sticker? I just want to pin this. Oh, I can't pin it. What the heck? I can't pin a super chat? That's weak sauce. That's super weak sauce. Well, thank you, King Explicit. Love it. He was reading before he could speak whole sentences. He's got an award for reading as a toddler. Oh, wait, I missed some. I watch it with him. I'd read the words and dance around to make it enjoyable. But we're all just trying to be good parents. I know. He was reading before he could speak. Yeah, that's how Atlas was too, dude. He could read before he could speak. Way before he could speak. Years ago, Atlas could read, and he just started talking like a year ago. Oh, thank you, King Explicit. I appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to chat with the homies and share as much esoteric experience as possible. Oh, that looks so good on my phone too. The little super chat banner. Thanks, man. I forgot what I was even saying. But who were you talking about, Rusty Utter? Who you is that? Your child could read before he could speak? If that's the case, I have questions. I want to know what I'm in store for. I guess your son's super ADD, because Alice is batshit crazy sometimes. So I need could use some tips. Dee Dee Bly, hello Dee Dee. Hello everyone on the stream. We have 8 people in here. Hello, 8 people. Is there anyone in the stream that's not subscribed to the channel? If you're not subscribed now, like. We have lots of cool conversations. I will go live as much as I go live, which is trending upward right now. I think that's the best I can say. We have an upward trend of live presence at the moment. And I'm happy about it, if that gives you any more information. But definitely join. We have a lot of cool people here. We have a lot of regulars, and I try to keep the conversations as biased as possible, as middle ground as possible, as gray Jedi as possible, if you're into that sort of thing, if you're into role play. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Yeah, he'd go get a can and ask me to cook it. So we are talking about your child. Nice, congratulations, Rusty Utter. Anywho, my 15th is first. I was thinking, nice. No, he's quiet type, but talks about a lot when he gets going. Oh, he's more chill. Is he more relaxed, your son? All right. Noted. It's all the YouTube. That's what you get for giving him YouTube. No. But he's got perfect pitch. It's like, do you sacrifice perfect pitch for like overstimulation? I don't know. The questions. Oh, thank you, Rachel Stevens. I appreciate that. I do. Are you gonna let me? Can I pin that? Yeah, we can pin that. Thank you. In the end, can you guys hear the background music? I want to make it epic. In the end, your journey is yours alone, and the strength to walk it lies within. There will be trials, tribulations, doubts that whisper, fears that taunt. But never forget that you are made of the very stuff of the stars, a force of nature both fierce and enduring. Step boldly upon the path, let neither shadows nor storms sway you, for beyond the darkness lies the dawn. And in that dawn, you shall see that every step, every trial, every choice led you closer to the light, closer to the fullest version of yourself. I'm trying to flesh out this idea that we culminated during this live of both going with the flow, which is the feminine aspect, and doing your best to dictate where the flow is going with the masculine aspect. And I really like that sort of setting a course by sea and hitting a storm along the way. Are you guys with me so far? How could I make that into a concise, well done 12-minute video that gets like 50,000 views? Because this is what I think as a YouTube conscious, as a conscious, like, spiritual, philosophical YouTube creator. I don't necessarily. Would you guys call me that? How would you guys define my channel? Maybe I'm, because I don't necessarily like being defined as that, but it is what I'm talking about. I think. If you guys had to describe me, maybe I should have asked you that question before I tried to name this channel. How would you guys describe? If someone, oh, could you describe him in letters? Like, oh, you think I should watch this channel? What does he talk about? Like, what's his niche? What would you write? I'm curious how I'm perceived through your eyes. I am. Yeah, just be involved. I second that. I'll teach you stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely involved. We kill it. We hike, we garden, we school. He's homeschooled, so we teach him here at the house. Teach him how to grow stuff. We go on nature walks and city walks. Deep thinker, real. First of all, thank you. That sounds dope as fuck. 13 likes and 13 watches. Nice. I was born on April 13th, so 13 is my lucky number. I'm sorry, Rusty Utter. I just saw your comment. I'm sorry. I hope you're able to set that course. I hope you're able to set that course for reconciliation. Is that the word I'm looking for? And reconciliation. I hope you can set the course for reconciliation with your children, if you even need it, if it's even needed. In Aries, you would describe me as a real deep thinking Aries. I don't think I could put that in my bio though. I'm looking for something I could put in my bio. A real, it's like, how do you describe yourself? Oh, I'm a real deep thinker. Okay, Keith. Okay, Brenda. Okay, Brenda, go home, Brenda, you're drunk. I wouldn't call myself an Aries though. I would call myself a Pisces, because it's like I changed, you guys. I left. It's like I left and I found myself. No, but really, I don't think I follow traditional astrology anymore. I don't think I call myself an Aries being born April 13th, because I learned that the sun was not passing through the constellation of Aries on April 13th. It was passing through the constellation of Pisces. So if the sun was passing through the constellation of Pisces on April 13th, 1988 at 3:02 in the AM, then I'm not in Aries. If in fact the sun was passing through Pisces at that time, my sun sign would be in Pisces, meaning your sun is in Pisces, which is why they say your sun is in Pisces. So I don't want to call myself an Aries sun anymore. I feel like if I'm to do this, I see spirituality as a science. And so this might be my flaw or my success. Depends who you ask. Welcome to fucking spirituality. But I see spirituality as a sort of science, in the sense of there's a lot of physical evidence behind it. Like, it's rooted in some sort of provable science, whether or not we have the tools to measure it. Like, we never had the tools to measure someone's electromagnetic field, which scientists say emanate from both the heart and the brain, and creates the human's own electromagnetic field akin to the Earth's electromagnetic field, into which science is also saying that that electromagnetic field carries information, because that's what frequency is. That's what frequency is, information. It's just, the question is information of what? Sound, sight, touch, words. Words would be sound and touch and vibration, I guess. Anyway, you get my point. You get my point. Point is, it seems like science is able to prove a lot of what spirituality has preached for a long time. So I see science, or I try to see spirituality as a science, which means when you tell me, because I always thought forever that if you're born April 13th, that you're in Aries. Like, what does that mean, though? Like, well, it means that you have the power attributed from the god Aries. I'm like, okay, but why? Well, because the Aries constellation has a certain quality of energy. So when the sun is passing through the constellation of Aries, the sun sort of acts as a lens or filter for that constellation, because it's in the constellation. So it gives it a certain color. It'd be like putting on pink glasses. You have a pink filter on, so you're gonna see the world as pink. That's what it means to have your sun in Aries. That as the sun passes through Aries, it puts a lens on it, and then instead of the lens being pink, the lens is Aries. But it come to find out that that's not the case. That Western astrology uses a map of the sky as the map of the sky looked when it was created in 2500 BC or 3500 BC. One of those. They're 1,000 years off. That's kind of a big deal. I should know that. But point being, because when the Earth rotates, it rotates on an axis, so it spins, but it also spins and like churns at the same time. So while it churns, the sun, the dates change, or not the dates, but the constellations change. Point being, the sun isn't in Aries April 13th. The sun is still in Pisces. It doesn't change into Aries until April 18th. So, sorry, I probably gave you guys a huge spiel about a topic that you might not have asked for. Sorry, was that too is that too aggressive? Sorry, I'm being facetious right now. I don't know why, but I am. You are inspiring speaker of thought and words. An inspiring speaker of thought and words. All right. So all right. I'm an Aries virtuoso. True Scorpio, technically. Numbers 2. Numbers 2. See, I'll say it again. Passionate for the truth and doing your part to make the world better by being the change and trying to understand each one point of view. Open, grateful, and learning like the rest of us. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm writing that one down. Sold. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Can I copy and paste those? Yes, I can. Copy. And can you save this for part of my bio on YouTube? Thank you. Paste. Boom. Thank you. Love it. You can bring any book to life. I know. I'll read another book for you guys soon. I promise. You guys think I should read them on a live? Like it? Because if I do lives, here's my thing. You'll get more audiobooks if I do them live like I am now, with super low budget, like background music playing, analog from my computer, no sort of mic. Maybe I could run my audio through a program and clean my voice up a little bit, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that work on like a shitty video. Point being, would you rather have more live audiobook readings or less pre-recorded audiobook readings? I'm not saying I'll do what you ask necessarily, but but I am curious what you guys' input is, because that does determine a lot of the decisions I make. I am, like Napoleon Hill says, is one who is inclined to the expectations of others, especially when the others are keeping the lights on, as they say. Um, then edit some. That feels the comfiest, Rusty. Where I'll do live stuff like this and do one or two here and there of the nice ones. I'm glad to hear that you're down for that too, because yeah, live, if it doesn't mess you up. No, I love reading on live. If it were my choice, I would rather do live readings because I put in so much time on the audiobooks. I love them, but it's oh my god. I would rather do this. And I say that because the audiobooks don't do well mostly. Like if I made audiobooks and they were hitting like some other YouTube channels audiobooks hit, then I would do the nice ones, you know? But they don't hit. The Emerald Tablets hit, and the Emerald Tablets and Corpus Hermeticum hit. But none of the Colbrins do. My Outwitting the Devil, a few of the self-help books, the Christian Larson books I did that were beautiful. I loved reading those, and I love reading them aloud. They're eloquently written, poetically written, insightful. Didn't go anywhere. It was good production value. I don't know. Welcome to my Man of Letters Systematics thought group. You guys are now part of our marketing roundtable conversation. Feel free to chime in. This isn't a one-way conversation. You are here. You are here. There's a PewDiePie video about how he got so big. Oh, dude, I've watched all the videos. I'm down to watch his too. I mean, not so much as to belittle your comment, but to simply state I've watched a ton of those, how everyone got big and this and that. My girl tells me that I need to go to people live and do live interviews on the street and ask them what they think about certain laws of the Kabbalion, of the Hermetic principles, and be like, what do you think about the law of correspondence in your own words? And ask people live. She's like, that's the only way you're making it famous. She's like, your channel's too played out, like it's too, and it is. And it's oversaturated, and it's like almost cheesy at this point, and it kind of is, myself included. And so I'm like, maybe that's why, the roles have already been taken. And so she's like, you gotta go ask people in person and show personality, and then when they're reeled in, hit them with stuff like this, where they're like, oh, these lives are actually super dope and insightful, and wow, I would have never found this hadn't been for that wow, that's a video where you asked the school bus driver what he thought about the law of vibration, and he talked about his wife's vibrator or something, like, you know what I mean? Like really throw a wrench in the conversation. Yeah. He just played and broke up the game recordings into his series. Ooh, that's great. I've been doing that. I don't know if you guys have been noticing. The last live, I broke it up in probably 2 or 3 different videos and posted them as shorts. And they did great. They got more. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. They got like almost 600 views a piece, which is like 3 times the amount of my regular videos. I normally will... Anywho, you're right. They're doing great. They're doing great. Good talk, everyone. So I will continue doing that. Glad to hear the feedback, because sometimes I think, oh man, I don't want to keep posting the same things to the squad. Then they're going to think I'm insincere. They're going to think, oh, Keith is just like throwing shit out there just so he can have more content. And it's like, I am. It's literally exactly what I'm doing, you know? And it might seem insincere, but it's how, like you guys are saying, it's how you get more traction and more noticeability. But since you're suggesting it, I will do it. I will do it. I will continue to do. I will do it well. I'm gonna do everything. We're gonna do it all. We're gonna do it better than anyone's done it before. No one's gonna do it like we've done it. I promise you that. I promise you that. Dave, put that on a t-shirt. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it better than anyone's ever done it before. We're gonna do it again. I want that on a t-shirt. I want it on my desk in the morning. Someone tell Dave that we want it on our desk in the morning. That's what we want. I enjoy long content videos, but it's usually the shorts that grab my attention to go to the channel. For real, I feel you on that. I do. PewDiePie is still the biggest YouTuber? I've been watching a bunch of... That's actually where my girl got the idea from. Was from the other, I think, who I thought was the biggest YouTuber. What's the dude who does the challenges? I can't remember his name right now. You probably know who I'm talking about. What's his name? Like he buried himself alive for a day or like 3 days or something crazy like that. He did a bunch of stuff. He did a... No. I can't think of it. Anywho, we watched videos on how he got big, and that's where Ariana got the idea of, I need to go into the streets and interview people what they think about the law of vibration and hear people's responses to it. So maybe I'll do that with shorts. But no, I'll do the shorts. There's this really cool AI machine that will take, for you guys too, if you guys have social medias of your own, it's called Opus. And I pay for it because I have a full-blown YouTube channel that I need to make shorts out of. And you input the URL or the file, and it will determine the highest ranked, it'll determine the virality of clips that it thinks are the best throughout your talk. And it'll give you ones under a minute for shorts, and it'll give you ones up to 250. It doesn't do anything longer than 250, and it somehow measures, like, if you have a good hook, if you speak clearly, I'm not even sure, but they're all bangers. And the ones I put out are like, wow, thanks. This would have taken me 4 hours to do this before, and now it took me 4 minutes to do. So I'm with you. It puts the text in there automatically. It's pretty gangster. Mr. Beast. Oh, I didn't know that, Rusty Utter. I didn't know that. Well, I know that Mr. Beast is a team now because I assumed that he was big enough to be a team now. I didn't. Has he been? Is he always been that way? Has he always been that way? You're way better than most on here. You're trying to teach morals that the darkest don't want us to spread. Man, well, what's good, Rachel Stevens? Are you guys my conscious right now? Can you tell me? I clearly I'm biased, but I feel like I'm also reasonable. When I see someone that slays, I'll be like, that person slays, and I envy you. But I also, in a way, admire you because I admire someone who's just really on top of their craft. And then I see people at the same level who I'm like, you don't do that at all. You do not, you're not that. So how are you there? And I'll think and I'll compare myself to them, and I'll be like, objectively speaking, I'm like, I hope I'm at least as good as this person at my craft, because if I'm not, I'm in the wrong profession. Then I really don't stand a chance. So, with that being said, do you speak on behalf of the heavens, Rachel Stevens? Do you have something for me? Do you have a piece of information that I need to know? Do you have the next piece of the jigsaw so that we can build ourselves a pyramid? Yeah, pretty much until he got money. Then he put all the money into his company. You know what's really been inspiring me to make YouTube lives is I play a game called StarCraft 2, and I watch this commentator, and he's just, when I watch him, I I envy his wit and his ability to just shoot from the hip the best jokes consistently, show after show. And he does it, he probably posts 6 times a week, and his videos are at least 45 minutes long, because in StarCraft 2 it's a computer game. One guy fights the other guy, you build a civilization, and then you fight the other civilization, and the winner's the winner. And so they do like series. Anywho, point being, every day after work, I come home and I'll watch an episode of this commentator, and it's become my like peace. It's become my my way to sort of separate the parts of my day from each other, where I'm just like entertained, and my mind is stimulated. I enjoy it. Anywho, what I realized after a while is that I was coming back more so for the feeling I got from the commentator himself. And that's what sort of sparked my sadness with that video that I made the other day about AI taking over content. Is I'm like, dude, I enjoy human interaction, go figure, even if it's a dude on a screen. I love the style and the genre and the language, and it's just like, so what I was trying to deconstruct in my brain for my channel was, maybe I've been focusing too much on like how do I expand, and not enough on being a place that just feels good to be at, that you can rely on to feel good at. And so that's I feel like in a way that was always part of my plan, because when I described it, it was like when I always pictured this channel in my head, if it existed in real life, like as a physical space and not a digital space, I imagined Man of Letters as being a tavern, an old school barn, wood walls, posters of mushrooms hanging around, trinkets from around the world. Where'd my mask go? Oh, I thought it disappeared. I was like, oh my God, did it disappear? Where people are drinking beers, hanging out, there's music in the background, and like pretty waitresses, and everyone's telling stories of the world. Like that's a comfort place. But I don't think I've leaned in on it enough to the point where you guys feel that when you come here. Or at least I feel like people do to a degree, but I feel like I could do it better. Like I could refine it a little more. Because I do think that that's where the power lies in being any type of creator. Forget even being a content creator. It's all about making someone feel something, right? It's like the goal. Like we go around the world saying, "Hey, what's your name? Can you make me feel something?" You know? Can you make me feel like I'm not a fucking robot trapped in the Matrix for 5 minutes during this encounter? Or not. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't care how you do it, bro. Just do it. Just get it done, please. Save me from this existence. Not me. I'm being ridiculous now, but you know what I mean. And that's changed. That's definitely changed. I mean, I'm making the same content. I don't know how it's changing my content, like, directly, but it's at least changing my thought processes, or how I feel about creating the video itself, my obligation to creating the video, my motivation. And the motivation is because, like, I feel like I finally now feel it, because I never had a YouTuber that I went to regularly because it was a place of respite, but because I was just trying to be stimulated by something, knowledge. When I'm not talking about an actual creator, because I bounce around like this. I like 2 videos from Matt. I didn't watch Rob Smart or Teal Swan or Aaron Dottie, or I don't know who the other big name, Bashar. I take that back. I did watch a bit of Bashar. Muji or Mugi. What's the Jamaican dude's name? None of them. The one that channels one of the aliens. I forgot. Anyway, point being, I never understood being attached to a YouTube creator in that sense. And I'm like, all right, I like that. I'm going to emulate that. I'm going to emulate more so than just trying to teach someone something. I'm going to emulate being a place where someone can go to that makes them feel respite every day. And it just happens to be an interest that they enjoy. Some people like knitting, so they watch chicks knit all day. My girl watches this YouTuber that doesn't do anything. She just like, her aesthetics are cream of the crop, and she's homestead sort of cottage fairy style. So it's like cottage fairy. Imagine cottage core fairy homestead, but supremely aesthetic. ASMR sounds, visuals, like not much dialogue, maybe a passage poem here and there, and she just has it on while she's doing dishes and shit. The girl's got like 500,000 views. And it's like, because she creates something that she makes people feel something, and I get it. I get it. Anywho, thank you for being my voice box. Thank you for being my voice box, squad. I'll check your guys' comments. You're way better than most people. Be yourself. I have been. I feel like I've certainly been myself on YouTube more than most platforms. Pewd still has terrible camera quality. It's a joke now. That's inspiring. Have people you talk with in real life and do interview videos. Call it the round table or campfire circle. I love campfire circle. I love that a lot. I've been making a lot of campfires this year. I've been cooking food outside, and I've been loving it so much. So I would love something like that. Thank you. I'm writing that one down. Also add this to notes. All right, cool. Sorry. I learned so much from you. You're a reminder for me that there is good people out there. Thank you. That are open to listen and not dismiss before understanding. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. My art for me is for me. It's okay to such sometimes. Wait, say that again? Did I misread that? It's okay to suck sometimes? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, agreed, Rusty. Jaya, hello, Jaya, nice to see you. It's in your humor, then reel us in with your specific topics that are always engaging to me. I like that. I like the humor aspect a lot. I do. I can see my growth. Whoa. I can see my growth through my YouTube history. Oh my God, that's great. That's a cool way to visualize your growth. Oh, Nicole. Nico. Nicole? Nico. Nice to see you, Nico. Nicoracle. I remember your natural law videos. Changed my life. Dang. Mission accomplished, Nicoracle. In that case, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I made those videos such a long time ago. You want to know a funny story? Since we're on that topic? No, I haven't told. No one from YouTube knows this. But have you guys all seen my 7 Hermetic Principle videos? I released them at the very beginning of this channel. Do you guys all remember that? I'm gonna pull them up for you because there's... Dang, I'm that deep? I'm that I'm that deep in the algorithm. Dang, YouTube doing me dirty. YouTube always doing me dirty though. This is a video to the Hermetics course that I put out on YouTube. So funny story time. I had another channel before this one called Welcome Home where I did the same thing. Actually, my first Emerald Tablets video I put out wasn't on this channel. It was that, and the Kabbalion recording I put out, they weren't made for this channel. They were made for my other channel called Welcome Home, where I did this same content, plus I would write out inspirational scripts, like super inspirational scripts, and I would memorize them, and I would go to epic places in Santa Barbara, like sunset at the beach, at the cliffs, or on top of Lizard's Mouth, which is 3,000 feet up over the ocean, and you can see the fog rolling in, just epic. I would compose musical scores to go behind them. I don't know if you guys remember the inspirational videos section of YouTube. I'm talking 2012, 13, 14, 15, or like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I had a YouTube channel. And that's the content I put out. I would make those inspirational videos and shoot beautiful, like I was all into cinematography and videography. And the channel was killing it. I only had like 4,500 subscribers, but I had gained like 1,000 of those subscribers were all gained within a month. Like it was exponentiating the growth of the channel. And then my channel got flagged for talking about these, the magic kind. I was talking about the magic kind in one of my videos, and they banned my channel. And it wasn't even bad. It was like, this was my experience with pizza toppings, like and subscribe. You know what I mean, type of shit. Dude, the archons got me. I got an email the next day that said, or not even, I posted the video maybe a year before I got flagged for it, and I got an email one day and it said, your YouTube has been suspended. You got a strike. If you get 3 strikes, we're going to shut your channel down. It's for this pizza topping video. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I can't access YouTube. Like, what? I'm like, my life's work is on there. And I got another email that said, your account has been suspended forever. And I was crushed. And so, well, these videos that I just posted, the link, I was doing like in-person Hermetic lectures at music festivals and stuff, and so I made my own course on the Hermetic philosophy that I was going to sell through my old YouTube channel. And then my YouTube channel got banned. And so I was like, oh my God, all that work, I lost all my videos because they were saved into YouTube. They couldn't access them. Beautiful videos. Like, I wrote musical scores specifically for these videos, wrote speeches, memorized them, set them in super epic settings. I would go to different locations around town, the mountains and the ravines, like just beautiful stuff. And it's all still gone to this day because those clearly still haven't let that go. I think I got caught up in the moment. It's all good. I got caught up in the moment. Point being, those videos were never supposed to be free. They were made as part of a course that I was going to sell, and I thought I'm just gonna put them out for free so I can get traction on my new YouTube channel because, like, oh my God. And so I reposted the videos that I did have were a few of my audiobooks that were saved outside of the channel, thank God. And they still went viral. They were going viral. They were even more viral on my old channel. Right now I'm getting like 200 views. Not even, I'm getting like 90 views a day on some of my audiobooks. And on my other channel, I was getting like 500 to 1,000 the months leading up to it, because the channel finally caught the algorithm. I was getting tons of subscribers, and like, oh dude, we were on our, anywho, that's the story of the 7 Hermetic Principles video that I put out. Actually, accidentally, I'm gonna read some comments. This is true. I already on the path, but aligned with my studies. Accidentally found a Grandmaster's Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. Wow, that sounds cool. The best way to know if someone is full of it, the actual books. Amen to that. Amen to that. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Like and subscribe. Hang out some more. I can't click on the link, but I screenshotted. Oh, it works though, right? Anywho, yeah, the link that I just posted were probably every lesson that I could ever teach you ever are in those 7 videos. Like, that's literally everything you need to know. Everything outside of those laws, as far as my studies have taken me, well, I should say, there is nothing outside of those laws in those videos that are in those videos of the link that I just sent you. Ah, Dee, cheers. Are you cheersing over here? Cheers, girl. Or boy? Girl, right? I've assumed you've been girl like the past decade. Dee, we can cheers right there too. Cheers. Yeah, check that video out. Check that video out. Oh my God, there's a Congress UFO hearing. You guys want to see what was in the Congress UFO hearing? Why am I saying it like Congress? Congress UFO meeting. I can't just get like a bullet points. Bullet points AI. Congress UFO meeting highlights. UFO whistleblower tells Congress we are not alone. Obviously. Have you not been watching Ancient Aliens for the past 12 years? We know that we're not alone. Give us something a little more than that, Mr. Whistleblower. UFO whistleblowers tell Congress we are not alone in the cosmos. No shit, bro. There's like 10 trillion Earths that we can see that could support life. And we've been around for 300,000 years, and the Earth is like 4 billion years old. Of course we're not. UFO whistleblowers tells Congress we're not alone in the cosmos. Oh, gee, thanks, whistleblower. Sweet. Sweet. Am I the only one that finds that unimpressive as a headline? It should say something like, UFO whistleblower tells Congress that he got a ZJ from an Arcturian last weekend at the corner of State Street and Haley. Reporters at the scene. Like, that's come on. That's what I'm looking for from a whistleblower. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to read this whole thing, unless I put it through ChatGPT. Unwilling to bring forward the truth about the government's activities concerning UAPs, they changed their name. Do you guys have any hypotheses on why they changed the names of, or the acronyms of some things? Like, they don't call them UFO, they call them UAP. Standing for, I don't even know what UAP stands for now. Oh, I think it's unmanned. I don't know, what's UAP stand for? Unidentified aerial phenomena. Unidentified aerial phenomena. Like, why would they change the name? It's the same shit. But I also know that they're not stupid. So, like, they do everything for a reason. We're talking about people hear words like $1 trillion as if that means something to the people at the top. I'm gonna get a little conspiracy on you guys right now, but hear me out. There's no difference between $2 trillion and $200 to the people at the top, because the people at the top don't need money. When they ask for something, it happens. There's money is irrelevant. You could hand them a mountain of gold, and that wouldn't matter, because it's not the gold that matters, it's the power that matters. Gold certainly helps with power, don't get me wrong, but the ones at the top, they don't. People don't say that's going to be $1 trillion, sir. They say yes, sir. Anything else? You know what I mean? The ones calling the shots, you don't think they're plugging digits into their digital lines? Anywho, I digress a little bit. Where was I? Renaming things. That's right. Renaming things. So there's a reason for renaming it from UFO to UAP. But what is it? I don't know. I haven't even postulated anything. I'm asking because I'm sincerely interested if any of you other brilliant minds have ideas, because I don't. Nicole Oracle, rebranding? Rebranding is what they're doing, but why? I'm asking the why. PsyOps, yes, that's what I'm getting at. If we could be a little more specific on what kind of PSYOP, I'd be interested in that rabbit hole. UFO is military wording about actual dangers like drones from unknown origin. I see. That doesn't sound like a PSYOP, if that's the case. That makes sense. Because if the government is acknowledging UFOs at this point, then they're certainly going to want to acknowledge what UFO means to people nowadays, which is there's a goddamn alien flying behind my rocket. There's an alien flying behind the rocket I'm strapped to, Houston. Please advise. And they're gonna say, well, Dave, that's not an alien, that's a UAP specifically, or vice versa. You know what I'm getting at. Point being, that makes perfect sense. So maybe this time it's not a conspiracy, and maybe they're just maybe they don't want to confuse Generation Z, because Generation Z is going to be like, UFO what, where? Bullshit, Houston. Prove it, Houston. There's just a UFO, there's just a UAP. There's just a UAP at their what o'clock is it if they're directly above you? Because I assume 12 o'clock is in front and 6 is behind. But what about above and below? What's above and below in? What is that? What's the answer to that question? What term does the government use for above you and below you? Yeah, they made an addition. Got it. I like it. I bet it will have something to do with manipulating an oracle. Oh, I'm sorry, an oracle. Eric P. Anthony writes about the alien spiritual agenda in his book about alchemical meditation called Song of the Immortal Beloved. You want to know why I love the genre? Why I love the content that I create? Because I get messages that sound like this. They don't even forget about the implications of what I'm about to read and just acknowledge the sound of it. Eric P. Anthony writes about the alien spiritual agenda in his book about alchemical meditation called Song of the Immortal Beloved. Like, all right, sign me up. Where do I sign? Do I does it come in black? Can I order it in black? Is that a thing? Up, or we yell incoming. Oh no. I'm gonna pin that. I don't laugh because it's funny, I laugh because it's true. I do. I laugh because it's true. Up or incoming. Incoming is... He says that they are us from the past. From the past? I always fantasized that they're us from the future. But what a silly, what a silly, simple, what a monkey thought of me to think that they could only come from the future, the future, as if the past wasn't equally, if not far greater than we are today. Simple-minded I am. Call me an amoeba, if you will. Flying, they include altitude. But yeah, wow. All right, so can I tell you guys a UFO story? And then get your feedback on what you think it could have been, based specifically on the comments. So the comments say that they're visiting humans from the past. I thought they were visiting humans from the future. That doesn't matter. What I'm getting at is the story I'm about to tell you describes the UFOs doing things that would suggest it's not a craft at all, but an entity. Or maybe not even an entity, but like an actual glitch in the matrix, the way it sounds mechanically. Like if you see someone's eye where their mouth should be, and then you swear it exists, but then you rub your eyes and you open them again and their eyes are normal. And you go, whoa, dude, your eye was just where your mouth was. And they go, what? And you're like, I swear to God, your eye was where your mouth was, and your mouth was where your eye was. Like that sort of glitch in the matrix. That's the story I'm about to tell you. With that in mind, I want to know what you think this is. Mechanical, living, glitch in the matrix. What? This is what happened. Past planets while Nicorical. This is the story. I'll paraphrase. Then I'll expand if I need to. We saw what we thought was a satellite moving through the sky. This was 2013. So we're talking like way before satellites were a thing. So we saw it moving through the sky, what satellites look like today. And so we both looked like, oh my God, is that a UFO? And then our next thought was, oh no, it's probably a satellite. Like, oh, that's probably, yeah, that's what satellites look like. I assume it was just, the way it stuck out on the night sky just didn't seem like a plane. It was moving not much faster, but faster. It was brighter. It didn't blink. It seemed like it stuck out from the sky almost. But we'd never seen a satellite before, so we thought maybe this is what a satellite looks like. So we're admiring this thing going through the sky, and it makes a hard 90-degree turn. It just goes like this. It's like moving, 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 and then it just goes moving, moving, same speed, moving. We thought, what the hell was that? That thing just took a 90-degree turn. And we look at each other, jaws agape. And we say, oh, that was really weird. But I thought if it's in outer space and it's a satellite, maybe it hit its thrusters, and so you're in space, there's no gravity, you can make a 90-degree turn. That was my thought. I was like, yo, that was a crispy ass 90-degree turn. I've never seen a crispy ass 90-degree turn from anything, let alone in the atmosphere, like in the sky. So I'm thinking, okay, whatever, like some space shit. And so we continue watching it. And so say my fist is a star. It's coming up to this star. And as it gets closer to this star, both this star and the satellite gain in brilliance. They grow brighter. They both grow brighter, like a pulse. But it wasn't like a fast pulse. It was like a boom kind of pulse. And so they do the little whoomp pulse in light, like brilliant pulse of light, like and then the original satellite zooms, just takes off across the entire night sky. Like, or wait, no, I missed out a key part. Before it's coming to that star, it zigzags around the stars in the sky. This was the weird part. This is where I thought I was gonna be abducted. This is where I had the moment of fear hit my heart, is when I saw this satellite waving around stars. So if there was a star in its way, it moved around it. And there was two. It moved around one star and it moved around two stars. And then when it came up to the final star, they both flashed in light. The original one took off across the sky, and then the star that stayed behind was a part of a constellation. There was 4 stars, and all 4 stars rotated around each other, like they did a complete 360-degree rotation, and then they like settled back into the sky. They settled back into the sky in their original positions. I feel like the more I tell the story, the less believable it sounds. And my thought at that moment was, I looked straight at my boy Miles, who was with me. It was right before sunrise. We're coming back from a hike right before sunrise. We're walking down the mountain. It was epic. And I looked at him and I said, dude, tell me what you just saw, because I think I'm losing my mind. I said, I think those were something like that. And he explained, and he gave me the same look, like I witnessed that as well. And he told me what he saw, and it lined up to what I saw. And we were like, we're supposed to just go back to real life. We're supposed to go back to the real world after witnessing that. It was like, honestly, it was like the sky that we see is like a digital overlay. Like the sky that you see is a gridded digital overlay, and you can just sort of, and the lights are just like digital pinpoints. That's what it looked like, or something. Because why would, if the stars are millions of light years away, and even if one of the lights it was going around wasn't even a star, maybe it was a distant galaxy. You can see galaxy as stars, right? Or a nebula or something infinitely greater than a star. Like you can, that's really far away. So if you have a satellite, or even an alien, even if it's an alien, why would the alien be going around the stars in the sky? That was, I could have seen the 90-degree turn. I could have seen it cover the entire horizon in half a second. I would have just been like, whoa, that was an alien, bro. Did you see that? Wow, like, everyone, we saw an alien. But the fact that that light went around the other stars in the sky that were already there. It wasn't like these lights appeared and they were moving around each other. All the stars it interacted with were in the same spot the whole time. It was like, because we were already looking at the sky. So imagine looking at the Big Dipper. Imagine looking at the 4 stars of the Big Dipper, and the top left star of the Big Dipper pulsed in light. And then all 4 of those stars, all that square that it's connected to, they all turned 360 degrees, a complete circle. And then, but as they did that, they sort of like, they had the brightness of the satellite, like that superimposed feeling that satellites feel like. That's what it felt like. And as they rotated, it seemed like that. And then they settled back into their faint, glistening twinkle star. Dude, it was crazy. And I don't talk to him as much. That dude was one of my best friends ever. We did the coolest shit together. I don't talk to him too much anymore, but when we do, sometimes we'll bring it up. And I think the last time we had that conversation, he was like, do you think we imagined that shit, bro? And I was like, we both imagined the same thing. Maybe. I don't. Okay. So even we even still question whether or not we saw what we saw that night. Like, that's how I thought I was getting abducted for sure. I was like, dude, this is it. We are gone. We're getting the booty hole probes. We're doing the whole 9 yards, man. We're never gonna be the same. It was nice knowing you, man. Shadow, I'll see you in the spaceship, dude. Hopefully they put us in the same room, or not. If we're doing the booty hole probe and maybe not in the same room, I'll be like, bro, could you have them not put you in my room? Anywho, it used to be airline. I've seen weird things. Sounds like a shift change. I believe so much is going on up there, and if you're looking at the right angle, you can see a shift change. Nicoracle, can you go into that more? That was some shift change in stuff if I've ever seen it, and I've seen a lot of stuff. I tell you what, I'll tell you what. I don't know, but sorry, my story was all over the place. I told you I would keep it short. Basically, in conclusion, would you call that an alien, a spacecraft, or a physical being? If you see lights in the sky and those lights in the sky are moving around stars as if stars are in their way. Wait. All right, peace out, cat and UFO, or stay around. Maybe it'll grow slightly cooler, cat and UFO. No. So Nicole, so Rachel Stevens had an idea. Cat and UFO, don't be such a Scrooge. We're talking about this UFO sighting that I had, which you might enjoy because your name is Cat in a UFO. So if you appreciate a good UFO story, don't be such a goddamn Scrooge and partake in the fun, because it's fun. I promise. Just hang out, take your shoes off, man. Stay a while. Rachel said, depending upon the angle that you're looking at, which gives me an idea, and maybe Rusty Utter can help me on this. Light bends, which is why we can see around things. So do you think it has something to do with bending the light of the star that it's passing through, so that it's not scooting over from the light, but the light is somehow being bent because of the object? That might make sense, right? I'm dead serious. I feel like that's a good hypothesis. I feel like that might even be a theory at this point. I saw a UFO 10 days ago, went out to the back porch to pee at 2 a.m. Dude, I like your style. I pee off my back porch at 2 a.m. pretty much nightly, and I swear to God, I look up in the sky for UFOs every time I do. So I feel, I feel like we're connecting on a level that you have no idea. You have no idea that's happening right now. You are what I aspire to at 2 a.m. every morning, I swear to God. Okay, I'm gonna read your comment. Went out to my back porch to pee at 2, and I saw a large circular craft emitting a light. A light brother than a plane? A light bigger than a plane? Bigger. It went from 7,500 feet to 1,500 feet in half a second. Then the craft disappeared. I would say it dropped at a speed of 5,000 to 10,000 miles per hour. That's one of the most common UFO sightings you hear about when you go to well-credited stories about the aircraft carrier general who him and his entire staff saw on radar a craft do just that, drop from like 80,000 feet to 9 or 12 feet above sea level in half a second type of shit. Right? I think the stars aren't stars. Good night, all. Good night, DB. Sorry I started my live so late, but thank you for hanging out as long as you did. Good night, D. I'm gonna have to call up the homie and hit him with my new theory and say maybe the reason why we saw that object, maybe, I don't know. It didn't look like that. It's the best reasoning. It's the best reasoning I can come up with in my head as to why I saw a UFO that moved out of the way of other stars with the homie one time. But the best reason would be that it's bending the light. Only it was smooth and solid. You know, when you see light being warped in movies, it has that like it gets stretched and warped. You know, it has that sort of effect on it. That's how they make light warping seem, at least in animations. It did not seem like that at all. It was one solid object, or one solid light that went around another blinking light, because it was twinkling like a regular star, and it went around the regular star, dude. Nutty. There is also a nuclear-equipped Air Force base 3 miles behind my home. Could be why the aliens or government test craft was there. Good luck, bro. If World War III starts, you're definitely where they're aiming. So good luck. Good luck, Art. Maybe the UFOs are keeping that from happening. Unless a person experiences physical symptoms like those of ionizing radiation, hair loss, skin burns, eye swelling, damage, I don't really think seeing something in the sky means much. That's fair. Nothing persona, dude. The compelling historical sightings leave a trace behind. So a cat and UFO. How do you explain? Not that I'm doubting you. I'm just asking you a question. You sound defensive, but at least you're here. So thank you for being here. What do you think about? I had this experience where I saw a UFO in the sky, and the UFO was moving around stars that were in its path. A whole bunch of other crazy ass shit happened that's equally as crazy. But after all this happened, I looked at my buddy and I said, "Hey, buddy, please tell me you saw what I just saw, because I think I'm losing my mind. That's how crazy it was." And he repeated back to me what he saw. I agree with you that it's not enough. It's not nearly as good evidence as physical evidence as the burns. I've seen those stories, those friggin' crazy 311 national park stories or whatever, where people have the radiation burns. I forgot the name. With a name like Cat and UFO, you might be well versed in the UFO community, and I wish I was. Ugh. I will be. I'm well more versed than your average person, but not nearly as well versed as what I'm guessing is you. But I agree with you. But at the same time, I am curious in these mass UFO sightings. I am. It's uncanny, to say the least. It's uncanny. And you also say, nothing persona, dude. We'll go ahead and... because that is our motto tonight. Nothing persona. Persona is mask, which is also synonymous with ego. And so we're doing ego talks this evening. So I like that. Nothing persona. You didn't mean to, but you played right into our trap. It's a trap. But yes, nothing persona, dude. Proper grammar outside of that, though. I appreciate that. We probably have crafts that look pretty crazy. We thought a 10 looks crazy. Maybe the higher realm just adjusting things. Maybe it's alive. Maybe the sky is a hologram. Oh. Maybe we both experienced psychosis at the same exact time that had the same exact story. We both had psychosis at the exact moment in time. Highly unlikely, but in an infinite universe, yes, of course, I'll agree that it's likely. When infinity is involved, yeah, sure, yeah, it's likely given eternity, yeah. But yeah. Anywho, it's 7:17. How's everyone doing? I'm probably gonna wrap this live up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Rusty Utter, I believe you already are already there. But thank you guys so much for support. Rusty Utter, you've been supporting for a long time. Thank you. If anyone else wants to support, my Patreon is right there. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee so that we can, or a cup of, I've been drinking espresso lately because my girl has been listening to Cuban music. She's Cuban, and she's just been in a Cuban phase these past few months, heavily, more so than usual, and listening to a lot of like merengue and salsa and bachata. Anywho, I've been drinking espresso at night. It's been quite the vibe. I didn't think I'd be that type of person. I don't like coffee at all, but for some reason I like espresso at like 5 o'clock, 5:30. I love it. Anywho, if you want to support and buy me my next espresso, that would be awesome. Lady of Fire, oh man, long time no see. The Hopi prophesied that these are the last days into the transformation from one age to the new age. And with that comes chaos and UFOs and alien peeps. I do believe anything is possible if you can picture it in our mind. That's certainly the first place to start, Rachel Stevens. It's definitely step one. There's definitely literally no getting around that. I'm going to put that. We're going to replace that. Step number 1, no getting around it. Thank you, Rachel Stevens. We can change believe to I know anything is possible if we can put our minds to it. Well, is that right? Anything? Ooh, maybe not anything. Coffee? You love coffee too? Nice. Well, Rusty, Rachel, Lady of Fire, coming out of the woodworks on that. Thank you so much. Please hit that like button. And any final words? Any final words, Squadron? Or is that all? Do more hermetic stuff? Yes, ma'am. Any more final words? Alarani Naskinta? Aw. I love to see all the names pop up that have been there the whole time that have just been chillinses, though. I love that. Alarani, nice to see you. Me too, Alarani. Me too. Thank you for your time too, Rachel Stevens. Thank you for your time too. I give my time willingly and enthusiastically, and you guys do the same, clearly. So the debt is balanced. Yes, love for all and less suffering for all. See you next time, Rusty Editor. My instrument playing, I'll play more music too. I will, I promise. Okay. Thank you for the love, everyone. Seriously. I missed you guys. I'll